We're also told in these scriptures how Jesus bore our sins, that he took upon our sins on the cross. And it challenges us, tells us that because of that, because Jesus took on our sins, that we are to die to sin, meaning sin is dead to us, that sin is not part of our life in a spiritual sense, that we are to live as if we are righteous. Why are we righteous? Because God looks at us and sees Jesus as taking on our punishment. An example is if we commit if we break the law and we go to court and go before the judge sentences us, he finds us guilty, and he gives us a punishment. Well, that punishment is given to us, the ones that have broken the law. Jesus has stepped in our place. Even though we've broken the law, we've sinned, Jesus stepped into our place and he took the punishment. So it's like the judge says, okay, you broke the law, I'm sentencing you to 1 month in jail. Well, instead of us serving that time and that punishment, Jesus serves that time and punishment. So the judge looks at Jesus as the one that is guilty, and he looks at us as being innocent. So that's how God sees us. Jesus stepped in our place, and the sin that we've committed in our lives, Jesus took on the punishment for those sins. And so when God looks at us, he sees someone that's innocent, because it was Jesus that took on that punishment that we deserved. And then finally, in verse 25, the last verse that we read, we're told that we were continually straying like sheep, but now, because of Jesus, we are back in the fold. We are now following the shepherd. Throughout the Bible, man is referred to as sheep. I've had the opportunity, the privilege of raising sheep, and I can attest to the fact that sheep are very stupid. They're very dumb animals. They're not smart when it comes to getting into trouble, getting into danger. They easily can die. They easily can get into danger. They need someone to follow. And they are definitely a creature that follows. And if you have a shepherd that has a flock of sheep, those sheep are going to follow that shepherd. Well, our shepherd is Jesus. And as long as we follow him and his example, we're not going to be in danger. Because Jesus is not going to lead us down a road that is going to cause us harm. And that's the whole point of God's teaching and his direction to us. He's given us these principles to live by because it's the best thing for us. It's the best way for us to live our life. And if we will follow the shepherd, Jesus, follow his example, follow him and his principles, then the life that we live, the road that we go down, is going to be a enjoyable, safe life. It's not going to be a life that we go down where there's trouble or danger on the sides of the road. And that's the whole point that God's trying to get across to us. We have free will to follow whoever we want, to do whatever we want. And when we do that, we can make mistakes and go down the wrong paths, and it can lead to harmful things to us. It can lead to bad things in our life, unhappiness in our life. God's example to us through Jesus, His principles that we implement in our life, if we follow them, they're going to lead us through a happy life and a joyful life. And one of the things that I'm going to bring up in more depth and speak about in more detail is what we touched on a little bit here, how Jesus, even though He was reviled, even though He was mistreated, He did not return that. He didn't revile back or mistreat back. And that's one of the principles that if we will follow, it will lead us down the road to a happy life. So hopefully that's some encouraging thoughts that you can think on and meditate on. And so until next time, may God bless you. Thanks.